What is going on, guys? Sonic and the Bean Show here. Today we are looking at the brand new second wave of the Super Mario Bros. Movie action figures by Jakks Specific. I know I was supposed to get this review out earlier. It's been very busy lately, especially around San Diego Comic-Con weekend, and the amount of new stuff that's been coming out recently. It's like every time I turn around, there's just always something new that's already out. But I'm really excited to get a hold of these figures and see what they're all about compared to the first wave. I do wish instead of another Mario, we got like the Koopa General instead, but hopefully this isn't the last of it, because man, I would really love to get a movie Donkey Kong figure in the same scale they did with the fire breathing Bowser figure. But let's go over their packaging really fast, so let's actually just move them to the side, and we're going to start off with the Cat Mario figure. So the packaging looks about the same as the first wave, which I would have really assumed it would have been, but we do get Cat Mario, and it looks like he is coming with the, well, a really large question block right here. But the packaging is about the same way. We got Mario, the logo right there. The top is really just a top view, and we get the logo. Of course, all like the nice power-ups around the packaging. Here's the bottom. Here is the side. And then here's the other side, which I did already show off. And then here is the back, which really just shows the figure, the logo, and then of course some more stuff here. Realistic eyes, premium details, and 15 points of articulation. So that's Cat Mario. Here is Tanooki Mario. So we got like the Super Leaf or the Tanooki Leaf, whichever you prefer. But the packaging, same way. Now what's really cool is that, I think I said this even with the first wave, I like how they all, like their packaging matched the color of the figure. So it's the same way they did for this wave. Like Peach has pink, of course, and then Kamik has, you know, the dark blue. You guys can see that. So yeah, that's cool. Here is the side, and then here is the other side. Just get some renders of the figure. And then here is the back, which looks like he is about the same as the Cat Mario. Next up here we have is Peach, and she is coming with the blue shell, which is also the Koopa General, where he turned himself into the blue shell during like the Rainbow Road scene, which is really cool. Here's the top. Here is the bottom. Then here's this side. And then here is the other side right here. And then here is the back right here. So Peach has 16 points of articulation. And then finally, here's Kamik. So Kamik, of course, he comes with his wand. Here's the top, the bottom, the other side, and then we got this side right here. And then here is the back of the packaging. So that right there, guys, was the packaging for these figures. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack these guys out of the packaging and take a closer look. Alright, so the first figure we're going to be looking at here is Cat Mario. Now this is one that I think a lot of people will be excited about, since this is when he had this when he fought Donkey Kong, which is, again, I really would like to see a Donkey Kong figure. But besides that, we are going to get the Cat Mario figure here in this line. And I think so far, it's, you know, it's pretty cool. You know, we've gotten a Cat Mario figure here before, but it is so cool to get one, you know, in the movie as well. But I think with this Cat Mario, you know, the main thing here is you are getting like that fur texture around the figure. So they got that going all around there. No claws though, you know, no claws. You know, Mario did have like the claws out, but you know, it's still pretty cool. You know, you got it all around the entire figure though, which is nice. So it's not like there's anywhere else where it's like kind of missing. Of course, it's gonna be missing around like the ball hinges, but I think so far it looks pretty nice. Now it's still gonna have that same feature where it has the moving eyes. So same thing with like Mario, Luigi, and Peach. They're gonna have like those creepy moving eyes. So you got it to like that, right? So yeah, you are still going to get that. And the face expression, I think it's about the same way as Mario as well, which is fine. I do think the hands look a bit too big on the figure. It makes the arms look really small. So look at how massive the hands look. Look at it compared to like the head sculpt right here. You see? So yeah. Now I actually almost forgot to show off, but he does come with the question block right here, which is a huge question block right here. So look at it compared to the Cat Mario right here. as you can see. And here it is with like just the regular question blocks that comes with the 4-inch figures. So it is gigantic, but it's cool because there are some like giant question blocks and some small ones, so you can like play around with something like that. But yeah, this thing is pretty big. It's pretty big, and it's not like you can really open or anything like that. It's just a giant question block. Now for the articulation, the head is really just on a ball peg, which I do wish it was on a ball hinge, because that way you're able to have Mario look up to do like, you know, like a stance he usually does, you know, like the typical cat walk really, that Mario would usually do. And they actually did this for the main, the video game Mario, where the cat Mario figures, they had that hinge to the neck, so you were able to put him in like that position, right? Now unfortunately you're not going to get that with this figure, and they also didn't do that with the Cat Toad figure, the new Cat Toad figure, so that's pretty disappointing. But it is just on a ball peg, but you do get a full rotation out of that. Of course you get your hinge to the shoulder, which goes out about here. You do get that ball hinge, so you get a bend to the elbows, and you can swivel along with a rotation to the wrist. Now you do get a waist cut right here, so you can turn at the waist. For the hips, not really any movement at all with the hips. Like you can see I'm trying to move it up, it only wants to go just out about here, and then back I can't really do that at all. And that was a little bit similar to this one, but the thing is that if I put it like out to the side, you can get it to kick up like that. So you just had to like, you know, kind of turn it really to kick forward and back in a way. But this one I can't even really seem to do that. This is probably as much as I'm getting, as you can see. And then trying to turn like that is what I'm getting right there. Can't really kick too much out for the sides, but you do get your single jointed knees, and then there is the hinge to the feet. And then of course you do get a rotation to the tail. There you go. And that is pretty much the articulation for Cat Mario. Next up, we'll be taking a look at Tanooki Mario. Not a whole lot to say here, since this Mario is really the exact same thing as the Cat Mario, except it's just in the Tanooki suit. But you know, it's like the same exact facial expression, same amount of articulation, and you know, it just has the same fur texture around the figure that you can see it all around. You know, the tail, the ears, and then like, you know, like of course like the feet and the legs. You know, you get all of that really. It's really the exact same way, which is why it was like it wasn't needed to get another Mario figure in this line, but we got another Mario figure anyway. But that's pretty much the only thing is with this figure. There's not a whole lot going on here. The paint's pretty fine, you know. I think like the Cat Mario figure, let me actually grab that, but you know, here, you know, I had like some pink kind of rubbing onto the white here, but everywhere else was pretty fine. And same thing with this, you know, this figure, the paint is okay in some parts, but it's also pretty fine. Now for the articulation, the head is actually just on a ball peg as well, but the head is like a lot lower onto the torso, so you're not really going to get to look up or down compared to how I could with this Mario figure. How I can, it didn't really look up as much, but you were still able to have it look down. So you're not really going to get that here with this figure, but you do get a full rotation to the head. You get a hinge to the shoulder, and then you get a full rotation to the arms. You get your single jointed elbows with a swivel, and a swivel to the hand. Of course you have your waist cut, and then for the hips, kick up about here. So this is actually a lot better. I'm able to have the leg kick up higher. Obviously I can, you know, I can turn it though, which I was trying to do with the other figure, but I couldn't. Can't really kick back. You can kick to the sides a little bit better with this guy, so that's nice. You do get your single jointed knees, and then that same hinge we get to the feet, and then we do have a rotation to the tail. And that is pretty much the articulation. Like I mentioned, they are the exact same way. And Tanooki Mario does come with the super leaf right here, and it does match you know, the color of the figure, of course. because this one, here's a comparison with the video game one, but this one was a little bit darker. So there's a difference right there. And then here's a comparison with the leaf that came with the movie Mario figure right here. And then this is the one that came, if I can try to grab it right here, but this is the one that came with that Mario over here. So this is a lot bigger, and then the colors are different. Like this is lighter. Let's put the regular Mario here in the middle, and then let's put the Cat Mario here to the side. So let me just move them over a little bit. And I think Cat Mario is taller than this Mario too. So these guys are taller, which is weird because Mario isn't, Mario doesn't get taller when he uses a power up. But look at that. It's a whole different size right here. And then here's Mario with the Cat Mario figure. See? Yeah, so these guys are a lot taller. That's very odd. I thought the torso for this Mario figure looked weird. I mean, I still feel like the torso for these guys are too big, but yeah, that's so weird how they're a lot taller than this Mario figure. So I'm not really gonna scale that perfectly here, but yeah, just keep that in mind. Alright, and next up we're going to be taking a look at Princess Peach, but this time in this wave she's in her biker gear this time, and I think this figure overall looks pretty great. I was actually a really big fan of the 2.5-inch figure they made. I really like that figure. I thought that was pretty good, and I gotta say, having it here in her 5-inch figure now, this is really good actually. So she does have like the same pattern she got on her helmet right here. There is like some wrinkle details around the entire suit she got. So you got some like to the torso, around like the arms, the legs. She still got like her knee pads and some sculpting going around with the boots. And I've actually noticed, but I think after watching the movie, I noticed she never actually wore the visor. So I'm guessing that was just something they originally planned for the movie, but they just kind of scrapped it. So yeah, she doesn't really ever wear this in the movie, the visor. But I've also noticed that she's not going to have the moving eyes here this time. But I guess there wasn't really a way. They probably could have done that if the visor was going to be there. But I gotta say, I think I like this head sculpt more. I do wish she had an expression though. I feel like with the Peach figures, they never really give her like an expression. It's always like a dull face, or like it's just her poking out her lips really. And she has the same thing. It's just no expression, no smirk, no smile or anything, no teeth showing. It's just this dull face right here that they gave her. But the hair sculpt looks pretty nice. And the paint's pretty good on mine so far too. I do like the entire like sculpt for the helmet. I think it looks pretty good. And then you got like her shoulder pads too. I think overall the figure looks pretty nice. I just wish that they gave her like an actual expression for the head sculpt. Now for the articulation, so the head, it's same thing. It is on a ball peg, but you're not really going to get a full rotation out of the head. Not a whole lot of rotation there because the hair wants to come in contact with her shoulder pads right here. But she can, well, she can't really look up due to the hair. But down, this is as much as you're getting. For the arms, full rotation there. Hinge to the shoulder. It's going to go out about here due to the shoulder pads right here. You get your single jointed elbows along with a swivel there, and then you get a swivel to the hand, or the wrist I would say. Now for the hips, she kicks out to the side like that. Perfect splits. Ignore my dogs barking again, as always. She kicks forward about here, which is nice. Back about there. You have your single jointed knees. And then for the feet, you get a full rotation there. And she can actually kick back about here, forward about there. So there's like a hinge there. And that is pretty much the articulate. Oh, almost forgot. She does have a waist swivel, which is nice. So there is a waist cut there. Almost forgot about that. It's a good thing I was going over some things. But yeah, and then of course the upper thigh cut. But yeah, that is the articulation for Peach. And I think this figure, I mean, like I said, it's actually a pretty good Peach figure. It seems like Peach, her figures, they seem to be getting a whole lot better now. I know she has like a new 2.5-inch figure in the video game line that I still gotta review that. But yeah, it's really nice to see some more Peach figures. I really do like that. Now her accessory, she does come with, of course, this blue shell. And the sculpt on this thing is actually really good. So you got like the wings out here. It is like really hard plastic, but up here, you know, you can kind of like move it a little bit. But sculpt on this thing is actually really good. You can actually see like the holes actually sculpted in. Well, not like you can put something in there, but like there is like a divot with the holes. They're not like just painted on. So you can see that. See, it's like a divot between the holes to make it look like it's like, you know, dark in the shell. But yeah, the sculpt overall in this thing looks pretty nice. You know, the wings got like nice texture around there. It's pretty cool. And then like if you want to have her, I mean, obviously she can't hold it, but this is how it looks if she was, you know, about to throw a shell or something. So yeah, the shell is pretty massive. Let's actually compare it. So I have the green shell right here. You can see the size between these. So here's the blue shell and the green shell. So yeah, it's got a size to it, man. So that's pretty cool to get some more like shell accessories, man. That's really cool. I really want to get like a red shell. That's one that I really need. Okay, so here is your Peach figure comparison. So here's the regular Peach from the first wave, and then we also have her 2.5-inch figure right here. Alright, and finally we're going to be taking a look at Kamik, and so far this guy actually looks pretty good. I think they definitely nailed the likeness of how he looks in the movie. Now he is going to be like a smaller figure here, you know, he's a little bit shorter and he's, you know, hunched forward too. But he's the scale for him is very similar to the 4-inch figure, you know, from the video game line. It's not like short by a whole lot, but it's pretty cool to see these two up next to each other since they're not like too far apart. But it's also nice to just have a video game version of Kamik and then the movie version right here. But that's actually pretty cool. I don't know what I did with his wand. I'm trying to find that, but I don't know what I did with that. But yeah, Kamik looks pretty good. So you got like, you know, his whole robe around here and then his hat, and then he does have an open hand right here for his wand, and the wand looks pretty nice. So the jewel is like transparent and it has like a hexagon like pattern around it. And I think the paint for the staff is pretty good too. And then of course you can put this in his hand. Now I will let you know that this is pretty flimsy. You know, it's very like rubbery right here. So just keep that in mind. But you can have Kamik hold on to the wand, which is nice. Now articulation. Of course you get your full rotation to the head. Can't really look up or down really, but you do get a rotation to the arms, and then single joints to the elbow. Now you can't really swivel that, so there's no swivel right there, but you do get a swivel to the wrist, and there's no hinge at the shoulder either, and nothing going on with the feet. And that is pretty much the articulation for Kamik. So yeah, not a whole lot there, but you know, he only had 7 points of articulation. Okay, so here's a comparison right here, but here is Kamik with the rest of the first wave, including Bowser, just to give you an idea of how small this figure is compared to everyone else. And then here is the entire wave right here, and yeah, like I said, man, look at how this Mario is compared to this Peach right here. Like, this guy is like super tall right here. But yeah, that's the entire wave right there. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up this review on Wave 2 of the Super Mario Bros. Movie figures by Jakks Specific. So final thoughts on these figures, I'll definitely say that Peach and Kamik are probably the highlight here in this wave. I think these two look fantastic. The Mario figures here have a pretty good sculpt and the paint job is nice, but in my opinion they just have weird proportions. They made them too tall, and it's pretty disappointing that the Cat Mario doesn't have the ball hinge to the neck. And his hips are too wide too, so trying to get this guy in a cat stance isn't gonna work. I still do like the first wave more, not just because of the variety of characters, but also because they just have a lot more going on with those figures. And this is kind of random, but I just noticed while looking at this Cat Mario, the yellow on the head sculpt doesn't match the rest of the body. Like, the yellow is a little bit darker than the whole body, which is odd. I don't know. The Peach figure is definitely my favorite though in this wave. I like the accessories she comes with as well. But anyways guys, that is going to do it for this review. So if you want to pick these up, they are currently hitting Target. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the review. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next video. Take care, my friends.